Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Today's stuff is all about getting ourselves to the place of setup. Yesterday I talked a little bit about what goal planning was about and how getting ready for that is so critical and so important. We're going to get to the place of going past all of the stuff that we want to leave behind and all the stuff that we want to set up for the new year. 2021 can be the most luscious, wonderful, incredible year ever if that is what you have in mind. Remember this, that what you think about expands, what you dwell upon becomes your destiny. I want you to start dwelling on all the juiciness that 2021 can be. Is that a deal? Is that a pinkies up thing that we want to do? I say it's a pinky promise, actually, because here's the thing. If we are intent on doing that instead of sitting there in our misery, dwelling on all the things that we've done wrong, on how horrible it is, and we had a pandemic, and if we go there, that's where we're going to stay, in that place, in that downtrodden place. Low vibe, no fun, and just sucking the life out of us, just leaving us with nothing to work with. I want your energy up and high and vibrant and just excited about life. It can be that way. And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to dwell on these things. Pinky promise, says Catherine. Yes, we've got our pinkies up and we are ready to do this. And if you're saying, what the heck is a pinky up? Pinkies up is basically, right now, we put our pinkies up so that we can just kind of make an oath, if you will, to doing the best that we can and being in unity and being together. We need this right now, especially, with where we are right now in the world. Having this community and having this connection is everything. And when we can be on the same page, pinkies up. That's what we do. And I don't know where it came from. Somebody asked me a long time ago, where did that come from? How did you start doing that? And I said, I have absolutely no idea. No idea whatsoever. So I want to ask you right now today, as we set up, as we get ready for setting up this gorgeous 2021 that we all want, what's your word of the year going to be? Now, I know you've probably heard of this before, and maybe it's kind of trendy. Oh, that's so silly, and it's not going to work, and it's this, that, and the other thing. And I'm going to say to you, no. Absolutely not. It's not silly, because what we think about expands. What we dwell upon becomes our destiny. And furthermore, when you start to really think about it and you start to look around, your environment is going to support the things that you want. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a sidebar, but write this down. Willpower is worthless. It's worthless. We beat ourselves up and just saying, oh, I just don't have enough willpower. I'm just not strong enough, and I'm weak. I'm this, I'm that. But listen, you know what it is? You know what's strong? An environment that supports the life that you want to lead. And the words spoken that supports the life that you want to lead. That's why choosing a word is so important. Now, I know my girl Doris, because I can see her right now. Hers is overcoming. And she's got a whole story behind that's confidential, but it's a great word for her. And when we talked about it yesterday, I saw her eyes light up. That's what your word of the year needs to be. It needs to light you up. It needs to add energy to you. It needs to make you say yes, and it brings you back to center. You're going to hear me say that a dozen times or so. But when you get to this place of getting back to center, do you know what happens? You feel balanced. You have a plumb line. You feel connected. You feel like, now I know where to start. Yes, exactly what Catherine just said. It's clarity. Exactly. It is clarity. I'm going to share with you my word of the year in just a minute because mine came, I was waiting for some really amazing kind of word to come down crashing down from the heavens. It doesn't work like that. Have you noticed that? It doesn't work like that. But you know what does work? It works when you start to put things out and start to take a look. Yesterday, we talked about looking back so that we can look forward with corrections. Not so we can beat ourselves up, but with corrections. This is the time of year to do it so that we can start building on all the past mistakes, using them again as tools to help us to create exactly what we want. When we use them as tools, when we take them out of the experience file and say, aha, there's the lesson, it's a whole different thing. That's number one. Number two, the other thing that we need to do as we're doing all of this is get to the place of understanding that there's a word that's going to help connect all the dots for you. For Doris, overcoming, it's a big connector of a lot of her dots. And my word this year is consistent. Consistent. Now, a few years ago, I had unstoppable. But this last year, we've had a little bit of an upheaval, haven't we? And I noticed my consistency fell off. My consistency of the things that I wanted to do. I'd be here today, not here tomorrow. And the consistency of doing the right thing, a lot of things I did do consistently, of course, but when I noticed that consistency is the glue that holds my life together. So consistent is the thing, it's going to be my plumb line for me. It works for me, it connects all of my dots. I want you to start thinking about yours. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to think about what do you want to focus on? Because let me tell you something, and you know this, your brain can go all over the place like a ping pong ball out of control. But when you start to go back into getting into a meditative practice and understanding that we need to be centered, that we need that plumb line, consistency, you're going to get a word that's going to come to you. I promise you, it will come to you. Let this little bit of work do its magic so you can start to see exactly what it is that you need. Look for a theme. Is there a theme in your life? Maybe last year you spent the whole year depressed and you're just constantly in this funk and it's just awful. You want to flip that, don't you, for 2021? Maybe your word needs to be happiness or joy. The things that come to you, because that's what you want. And remember, our brain is always seeking evidence to support the things that we're talking about and thinking about. Have you noticed that? Because when we start going into the negative, all of a sudden we collect all the evidence and we say, see? No. What we want is that we start to say, look at all the possibilities, look at the creativity, look at all the things that are available for us. And we start seeing that, we start to get to the place of understanding that there is a word that's going to bring us into that place of what it is that we want. What is it? What evidence do you want to pick up in your life? What evidence? To support what? Those are the things you need to be looking at. One of the things that you can do is make a list. Make a list of everything. Check it twice, just like Santa Claus does, right? Go through the list. What are the things that you want added in? Want added into your year? On the other hand, what are the things you want taken out? Can you do that? Can you do that? Lucy, you can have a phrase if you want. You can have a mantra if you want. I'm just saying, make it simple. You can have a word that's going to trigger the phrase or the mantra if you want. And I love that Denise says hers is joy. Now, when you think about joy, we've got the joy, joy, joy down in my heart. You know that song? Remember that? We sang it in Sunday school. Keep the joy in your heart as you look for the joy. Remember, happiness is all circumstantial. It depends on what's happening. Joy is something deep that can never go. That even, though weeping may occur in the night, joy cometh in the morning. Remember that Bible verse? Joy always is on the way in. And when we are looking for things that are going to support the life that we want, those things are going to they'll make your list. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is a promise. This is a promise. As you start to list all these things, every single, when you're doing this whole exercise that I'm talking about, when you start to list all these things out, something is going to make you go, aha. aha, it's going to land. It's going to make you say, yes, that is my word, because it represents this, it represents that, it represents this. This is why I'm asking you for a word. You know, yeah, you can have it connected to a phrase or whatever it is, but when you start with the one word that just makes something go off inside of you, that is the thing. That's a good one, Yvonne. Self-love, that's a good one. Corliss has wellness. See, when we do that, now we're going to start looking for evidence to support wellness and evidence to support self-love, and we're going to start making plans to do things that support all of this. Do you see how wonderful this is? It's magical. So when we know that this word is lighting us up, that's the word that is going to be sort of our center post, our cornerstone, if you will, of what it is that we're doing. This kind of stuff is going to help you, because it will help you when you go to do the place of making your vibrant vision board. It'll help you as you make your goals. It will help you as you create all of the things that you're trying to create in your life. I love Lizzie's, it's phenomenal. Can you imagine going around and saying, this is phenomenal, my life is phenomenal, I'm eating like phenomenally? Every time you start to use that word in your regular vocabulary, can you feel how fun this is? Can you feel how this is such a needle mover? So this word that you choose is going to resonate with you. And there is no right or wrong word. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just your way of doing it. It's your process, and you get to choose the word. And it's going to mean a lot of different things to you. It's going to mean something about your health and your vitality. It's going to mean something about your fitness level. It's going to mean something about the way you think and the quality of your relationships. It's going to hit all parts of your life. That's what this word is going to do. And that's why I say, grab hold of it and grab onto it. Don't let procrastination be your word of the year. We want it to be positive and light you up. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. So how do we do this? Here's some things to put down. I think I've got three things. One is, this word is going to give you direction. It's going to give you direction, and it's going to help you to know what to do next. If your word is consistency, like mine is, consistent, like mine is, that means consistently written down in my planner are the things that I need to do. Consistency are the different things. If wellness is your word of the day, like Corliss, then you're going to have wellness integrated into your goals and integrated into the action steps of what you do on a daily basis. Wellness is going to light you up. You're going to have that on your vision board. You're going to have that in your planner. You're going to have that be your core word. It also gives you a connection. It connects you with the things you really want. It takes wishful thinking and turns it into a goal. It makes it solid and concrete, and it makes it you light up. And I'll tell you what, that's everything. If you're lighting up when you think of that word, that's your word. The other thing that it's going to do is give you an awareness. So if wellness is your word, like Corliss, then you're going to be saying, is this going to contribute to my wellness? As you're sitting there with a bag of chips about to open, or at the grocery store thinking, yeah, those cookies kind of look good. You're going to say, no, that does not contribute to my wellness. As a matter of fact, it takes away, because wellness has now been planted in your brain as your word, as your guided post, as your guiding star, your true north. This is why we're doing our word of the year. It's not a fad, it's not a thing. It's to trigger, to get you to that place, and to bring into fruition all the things that you want. That's what the word of the day does, the word of the year does. So this is going to be your plumb line. This is going to be something that everybody, I want you to share this, by the way, in the Hot Melt Sprint group. If you're in the Sprint group, most of you are. I recognize a lot of names. Share your word and why. You know, we all have our own reasons and our own whys. It's a custom, personalized thing, and it's your journey that this is all about. So as you go through this process, as you go through the lists that you're making, as you sense kind of a theme that you want to have happen in your life and the things that you want to flip from 2020 into 2021, you're going to start to feel and see a few things come to bear, come to fruition, come to become lifelike in your world. You know, words can come to life. Words can come to pass and make things happen in your life that never have before. What do you have to lose? Why wouldn't you try this? So find your word of the day, would you? And you know what? Share it here if you have it. And share this video too if this made good sense for you and you felt like, yeah, this is something that I want to be a part of. Your word of the year. What is it? Mine's consistent. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow too. Peace be with you. Share this video. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.